So now what I've done is I've taken my obstacle away from my challenge, but it's the same 4x4 block. Now what I'm going to be showing you is how to use the dark blue token here. What the light blue signifies, it's a 90-degree turn. You're aiming towards the flat part of the block. Whereas with the dark blue, it's a 45-degree turn. You're pointing into the corners. And what that allows you to do is to simplify challenges and say, okay, well, to get from green to red, I'm just going to turn this one around to make my life a little bit easier. And what the kids can do is they can say, okay, well, I'm starting in this direction, but I actually want to move diagonally because that's technically the most efficient manner in which to solve this challenge. So if I aim that way, I only need to take 1, 2, 3 steps forward, 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 and then I just turn to face the direction that I need to face, and then I can stop. Again, this final step can be a little redundant, so you can accept that they land on the red. But if you want to make sure that they fully understand what the coding is, they can be into this sort of arrangement here. Finally, there's one more thing I want to show you at this point in time, and that is the jump token. You can jump, you can duck, you can go under things, you can go backwards, you can do all these things, and all of that's possible with these tokens. But for right now, all I want to show you is, again, we have this obstacle, we have water, we can't swim, we can go around it, or alternatively, what we can do is we can actually jump over it. So my character is going to take 1 step forward, jump over the obstacle, and then continue onwards. So how do we show that? Well, the first things first, we have to begin our code. So we're going to begin here. We're going to take 1 step forward. So we're going to take 1 step forward. We are now going to jump. Whee! And how we signify that is actually by using this arrow, this orange token. It shows a arrow going over, which means that it goes over. And how that works is you're not jumping into the next block. You're actually jumping over the next block into the block after it. So whichever direction you are facing, you'll be jumping. And that makes your life a little bit easier, a little bit more entertaining in the classroom as well. So now we are here. We have jumped over the water. We shall turn down or right. We will take 3 steps forward. 1, 2, 3, and then we will stop because I am fine with them just finishing on the red block. As you noticed, a jump is in theory 2 steps forward because you're going over 2 blocks, but it also lets you overcome obstacles on the mat. Yes, so you've got a basic introduction to coding on the mat. It's very quick, very basic. Obviously, it takes some time to get a little bit of practice with this. So the best thing to do with the coding mats for you and the children is to actually start on the ground. Let's walk around the ground. Let's try these challenges on the ground. All you need to do is make little squares on the floor. Your carpet comes in squares, but you can also draw it with chalk outside and get them practicing there before coming onto the mat. If they are on the mat and they are struggling with a concept, definitely go back to the ground. Let them try it out in person. It's much easier to visualize physically and then using a surrogate. What you can also have them do as part of their coding and robotics is to build their little robot. Make it. Let's create a little robot, and then they can use that robot to travel around the mat. For kids that are a little bit younger, preschool, early school, we have this mat that's included as well. And this is the moving around mat. A link is provided for the video on this mat. And this mat teaches you how to go up and down, left and right. And that really helps with the coding mat once they get into moving around. It also gets them feeling how it feels to actually use a mat to solve challenges. In the set that you bought, you got a getting started guide, which will have some examples of coding that you can do on the floor and the mat. But then you also have these 30 coding challenges, which should guide you on ideas that you can give the children. You are not limited to these. You can do as many as you like. But like I said, if you are using 6 bricks, remember that you might have limitations in terms of volume. But again, using shapes instead of colors would help you have more bricks for your coding. Finally, yes. Always go back to the floor, always code physically when you can, and giving children roles, such as a programmer, a robot, and a tester, really does help, and let them swap roles to try each other's side. Other than that, thank you so much for watching.